Good evening, Deputy Mayor Bennett and councillors. My name is Jane Kreitz, and I'm very nervous. I'm also an employee of Ontario Northland. In fact, like many of the people employed by Ontario Northland, I am a third-generation employee. This is not a study of nepotism in the workplace, but rather a testament of Ontario Northland's commitment to economic prosperity and job opportunities for all of the people who live in our smaller northern communities, and a promise for the future of our children. Our family trees are rooted here in the north because of Ontario Northland's economic stability. I work as a clerk, and although there has been no definite indication that jobs would be lost in this sector, I find that difficult to believe. In their current operation, most of the payroll functions for all of CN North America are performed in Chicago, Illinois. Most way-billing business is conducted by e-commerce or e-business. And CN already has a well-established freight marketing group. From a sound financial business perspective, it would seem unrealistic for CN to maintain clerical and administration positions in this community when these functions are already performed elsewhere. The term job loss certainly calls for a lot of interpretation, but however you define it, the jobs must remain in the north, including the city of North Bay, and they must remain here long-term. Short-term promises are simply not good enough. The possibility of any job loss within our city has the potential to stress our social and housing programs and decrease our tax base. As I am sure you are aware of these outcomes, I will address the possible negative economic impact for local businesses like Odrowski's, H.E. Brown, NGM Glass, Sling Choker, and even Canadian Tire, to name just a few. We can only surmise what would happen if CN successfully negotiates this sale. However, it is my understanding that they operate on a single supplier purchasing system, thereby diminishing the revenue generated to other local businesses. I have also been told by former CN employees that the establishment of a large store's warehouse stocked with inventory purchased nationwide is standard practice. What will the trickle-down effect be? So I come to you tonight not only as an Ontario Northland employee, but as a citizen, a concerned North Bay resident. I ask that you consider the following and take a proactive role in the decision-making process that will affect our future. How do we do this? Mr. Eves challenged all Ontario municipalities to move forward at the Municipalities in Motion conference held in August of this year. And at this time, he stated that a renewed spirit of cooperation among all levels of government will lead to a new era of prosperity for all Ontario municipalities, rural and urban alike. Further, he said that we need to act to respond to the challenges facing our cities and urban centers today. To plan for the future, our urban municipalities must have the ability to meet those challenges. Our government is committed to a stronger, more open provincial-municipal relationship. When it comes to issues like healthcare, clean water, creating jobs, or helping people build better lives, there is no such thing as a municipal or a provincial or a federal matter. There are only citizen matters. Since the sale of Ontario Northland has the potential to significantly affect our municipal infrastructure directly and indirectly, I believe that Mr. Eves should have no reservations in accommodating a request from our elected City Council to safeguard our economic vitality through the following objectives. Number 1, define the 6 criteria outlined in the Service Improvement Plan prepared by KPMG so that they are clear and concise, especially pertaining to the protection of current employment and fostering growth of new jobs, and determine whether there is a time frame for the fulfillment of these requirements. Number 2, in cooperation with other affected northern municipalities, develop a clear and concise set of criteria that reflect the needs of the North, asking that both CN's proposal and the Internal Solution Group's plan be evaluated based on these requirements, as well as the service improvement plan. And finally, number 3, request that both the CN proposal and the ISG plan be released in their entirety to the affected municipalities so that a transparent, effective, and proactive evaluation can be made, and the resulting recommendations from the municipalities be considered by the government of the day. In closing, as the gateway to the north, I believe it is up to us to determine whether or not CN is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Decisions about the north should be made by the people who live here. North Bay should have a voice. Remember, when you go out through the inn door, the gateway to the north becomes the gateway to the south. Thank you.
Are there any questions council members have? Councillor Campbell?
Could you please note my conflict of interest as my husband works for the OMTC?
Anyone else? Okay. Were there any further presentations this evening?